All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about learning the outdoor camera into a repeater. Now, remember the process before you can actually add a camera to a repeater, which was, what we talked about in the doorbell cam. You actually got to learn the camera first into the panel, which this outdoor camera has been learned into the panel. Second, once it's learned in, then you have to learn the repeater into the panel, which we've shown you in a video on how to do that. Now what you got to do is you got to pair the outdoor camera up with the repeater, or the DAP 1330. Now the difference is with the ping camera and the doorbell camera, you can actually start the WPS process from inside the panel. This one, you can't start it from inside the panel. You can start it from the WPS button here on the camera itself. So what you need to do is, this one has a solid green light right now. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to kind of block it with my head so I can see what it's going to do, is I'm going to hold this button down for about 5 seconds. And what will happen is it'll start the WPS process. Once it starts the WPS process, I'm going to hit this button right here and get this one to a flashing green, which will start the WPS process. And then what it'll do is it'll link these two up, okay? So what we want to do is we want to pay attention to the lights, and we want to pay attention to these lights right here. Okay, now sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes you can actually do this before you actually install it. If you understand how to use the airport utility tool, you can actually go in and look at the negative dBMs. If the negative dBMs are sitting at like 65, 70, 75, like that, then you're definitely going to want to put a router on, or a DAP 1330 before you actually install it. But if you have to go after the fact, it's already installed, and then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to run up the ladder, start the WPS, run to wherever your DAP is, start the WPS code. So a little bit of a process that way. We have an extension cord. Maybe that's something that you might want to ask the customer if you can borrow their extension cord. Or if you have one on your own, then you can actually get up by the camera and actually watch the whole process. So I'm just going to jump in front here. Okay, now I have a flashing yellow light, and then, which is my WPS process. I'm going to start this one. So now we have the WPS process starting. Now that it went solid green, means that the camera is connected to it. And then what we need to do is just wait for the outdoor camera to go to a solid green. Right now, it's still flashing the WPS. So we just got to give it just a few more minutes, and then we'll check it. All right, guys. So some key things about doing the outdoor camera into the DAP. So once we started the WPS on this process, this one went solid green fairly quick. On the outdoor camera, it kept flashing a green, or it was flashing the yellow. It finished up the WPS, and then it went to a flashing green, and we watched it for about 3 to 4 minutes, and it continued to do that flashing green. We did the same thing as the doorbell, where we power cycled the DAP and we power cycled the outdoor camera. We plugged everything back in. This one went up, connected. We could see the 3 bars. About 3 to 4 minutes later, that one went solid. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come and check to see if the outdoor camera is learned in the DAP. And the way that we can do it is on signal strength, or we can see that we're streaming live video. We can pull the DAP, and if it quits streaming live video, then we know that it actually works, okay? So it's very similar to the outdoor camera. You're either going to get a solid green light if it works during the process, or if it continues that flashing, just power cycle it. Wait till you get a solid green light, and then you can come in and check it. So let's just go in here and pull this up. Okay, as you can see, it's giving us the movement. It's picking us up. If I pull the DAP, as you can see now, it has stopped. It's not getting us anymore. So we plug this back in. We know that it's work. It's going to take a little bit of time for this to hook up, but that's how you can test it. If you have any questions, email me or reference to your head tech. Thank you.